So at first I was not gonna go live because I already kind of like did a video talking about a situation. And by the way, he got rid of the picture. Um, but I was gonna go live today because last night I was working. But after hearing this announcement, I decided that I wanted to talk about it. And this, by the way, this is Conspiracy Sunday. I hope you guys are well. I hope everything is well. Um, Before I get into Sleepy Joe dropping out his election, I want to talk about some things that has happened in the past few weeks, in the past few months, maybe even the past 2 years. It all depends on how this goes. I'm gonna first start off with this because I have an opinion about this. Um, I don't watch Love and Marriage Huntsville. I'm more of a Bravo type of girl, but I haven't even watched Bravo in a while. I've kind of been sticking to my murder mystery. I've been watching Unsolved Mysteries with Robert Stack. I kind of got into Tyler Perry's Sisters. It's not sisters. I think it's sisters, but sisters. Um, and I'm preparing myself to do a video on OJ Simpson, which I had planned on doing that like around his birthday, but his birthday has just passed, and so now I'm like, okay, do I really want to do it now? I'm still going to do it, um, because I have an opinion on what happened and what went down with OJ Simpson. But I want to talk about this for a minute. Like I said, I don't watch Love and Marriage Huntsville. I noticed that Love and Marriage Huntsville has been making a splash. But just in case you guys don't know, Kiki Jabbar, she passed away at 42 years old. And apparently she passed away because she fell asleep in a car in a garage with her car running in the garage, which caused carbon monoxide poisoning. Um, that is very okay. Let me talk about this for a minute because this sounds like I don't know. Because her family said she didn't take her life. She didn't take her own life. Um, this reminds me of a scene in I forgot which paranormal activity it was. It was a scene in paranormal activity where the the teenage girl reminds me so much of Mariah. She's white, but she's she reminds me of Mariah, my cousin Mariah. And she had went outside and her parents' car were running because the parents had left her at home and she was at home by herself house sitting. Okay, she was house sitting and her parents were I don't know what they do. You know what do well-to-do people do? Okay, I don't know any parents that just leave their teenager in the house by themselves. That never happened. It seemed like the older I got, the less I was left home by myself. And that kind of pissed me off. And I was like, what the fuck, man? Like, I'm grown. Why the fuck we all sitting here in the living room? Anyway, what happened is she hear her parents' car start. So she goes outside. She gets into the car, of course, instead of leaving the door open, because I would have left the door open because I'm just saying. I'm not sure if she left the door open. Long story short, she tried to figure out how to stop the car, but the car had started with no keys in it. So she does not know how to stop the car. So the car closes, and then the car lets down. This is paranormal activity, so we know it's like a paranormal situation is happening. And the windows open, and the car keeps going, and she has to basically take a car and ram it through the garage to keep from dying. And I'm not saying any paranormal something paranormal happened to this lady. Um, but if she was not trying to take her own life, because we all know, everybody knows. Phaedra used to always say that. Well, everybody knows. Everybody knows, like, you don't ever fall asleep in your garage with your car parked. because it's carbon monoxide poisoning. You can die from that. But for her to fall asleep while her car was running in the garage and she passes away from that, the only thing I can think of, if she didn't do it on purpose, they're saying it's accidental. This does not sound as accidental to me. So I'm gonna read from the neighborhood talk about what they had to say about this lady's passing. It says, it said, according to the New York Post, YouTube Joanne Jenkins, who boasted a friendship with Jabbar, shut down speculations over her pal's cause of death. Kiki did not overdose. Kiki did not take her own life. Kiki loved life. Kiki was not ready to leave life. She wasn't ready to leave her children, her husband, or her family, Jenkins said Wednesday night during a YouTube live stream. The vlogger claimed that the late reality star would often get sleepy and go to sleep whenever. She said Jabbar decided to get some shut eye after experiencing an issue with her car. So 7 something this morning, her husband goes to the garage. Jenkins says during her so-called official statement, he sees Kiki when who he thinks is asleep, and he tries to get her attention. He opens the car up. She isn't breathing. She went in. She went on her went. She went on her husband, her life partner, her best friend tried to bring his wife back, the mother of his children, and he couldn't. Kiki passed from carbon monoxide poisoning. That's it. That is all, she added. That's still a weird way to pass. The reality star death was announced by blogger Marcella Speaks, read out a statement from Jabbar's family Tuesday. Is a stream segment that's we announced that the passing of our beloved Kiki. She passed away peacefully at home, surrounded by love. She said on behalf of the late star's loved ones during the live stream. She was a mother, a sister, and a great friend full of love, life, and laughter. She will be sorely missed, and at this time, we are asking for respect and privacy in our moment of grief while we process this great loss, the Jabbar family and the Scott family. I'm gonna stick with what everybody is saying, but like I said before, this is strange. This is weird. This goes right up my alley of strange and weird. Um, y'all know I'm into stories that they don't quite fit right. It's not quite right. Um, how long was she in the car for her to start getting carbon monoxide poisoning? That's my question. Clearly, she's a beautiful lady. I just this is strange. I'm just sorry. It's just something strange about this. It's off. Now she could genuinely, I'll be honest with you, she could simply genuinely just have passed away from carbon monoxide poisoning. That could simply just be something that just happened. But I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. Let me continue. It's a documentary. Oh, okay. This is something that stuck out to me. So, as the Diddy investigations continue, Michael Rubin decided to continue to throw his annual all white party. Hmm. Of course, the Kardashians is there. The Kardashians have to be everywhere that is lit. Um, your beautiful woman, of course, going to be there. They only found a second picture. I guess they didn't have no other pictures. It's weird that Justine Sky is there. Come when she the one that I don't know that I forgot. Did Chloe take her man from her? Mm. Then now we have to all feel bad for Chloe on the Kardashians. Granted, it would have been suspicious if Michael Rubin did not do a party. Just saying. It would have been weird, but it is what it is. Um, the reason I brought this up, and I know people like, well, let people live their life, blah 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 blah. He has nothing to do with it. I know he has nothing to do with the Diddy drama, but it's like it's just something off about people continuing to drink Dom Perignon and carry on. Y'all can say what y'all can say. It's just it's weird because I went and throw a big party, especially a big party with beautiful women, models, girl, everybody y'all seen in the picture. All these one right here are above 40, 35. Winnie Harlow's like my age. I don't know how old Justine Scott is. But most of the majority of them are like over 25, if I'm not mistaken, that's at this party. I just went through a party knowing what somebody else is going through because then it's like I wouldn't trust nobody. I'm one of the people I believe in throwing parties. I love parties. But if I'm in an industry where people love going around and lying and saying that something weird happened to them at a party, um, I wouldn't have done it. And Winnie, you are not wearing white. You are wearing silver and mesh. So I don't know. I just don't know. I just feel like it's tone deaf to still throw big ass parties in Hollywood, especially with when you are throwing a big party and you don't know everybody who's there. I feel like yes, parties should be a place where you network, you do business, you have fun. But I feel like because people are now suing and there's lawsuit and people make accusations of things happening at party, you just gotta tread softly. You just have to tread softly. Tread softly, please. It's so weird to me that Kardashians always find their way out somewhere, and especially with what people have been saying recently. It seems like Chloe is Kim's date everywhere now. Okay, oops, oops, so whoopsie. I'll talk about that later. I want to talk about this because I'm trying to figure out why is she talking about this. Nobody was thinking about this. Nobody brought this up. You talk about how painful it was in your memory, but you keep talking about this. It's like you don't want to let it go. I mean, granted, you're a fixed sign, so you're gonna hold grudges, but it's like let it go. This is like almost like 30 years of something. But then once again, you got fired of the Real Housewives of Atlanta, and so you have to make yourself relevant again. So Candy wants to talk about her inappropriate relationship with Jermaine Dupri, that Latasha Scott said that it was something inappropriate going on. She doesn't feel like nothing inappropriate was going on. And she said it had nothing to do with Escape breaking up. Which, by the way, she's been doing interviews with Tiny and Tamika, and Latasha's not there. Y'all know Latasha. Was it Latasha that was Tamika? Latasha is the one that she kind of left the group because she got outed for taking her sister's residual income from Escape. And so she went around and, of course, got all holy and talking about she's doing a gospel album. I'm like, your gospel album is long overdue. Nobody gives a damn anymore. So here's Candy talking about this whole situation right here, which I'm like, girl, come on.
Jermaine and I, honestly, after the second album dropped, right when we were doing the "Do You Want to? Who Can I Run to?" video, it was a double video. That's when we first connected. You can tell anything by sitting in a room with us that we had ever anything, right? It wasn't a public relationship. It was very much so private. Tiny and Tamika Scott, we used to share a lot of secrets with each other, the three of us. They knew from the beginning. They always knew. Now, Tamika did not tell her sister, but she knew. Somebody stole my diary. Now, I can't say that Tasha herself stole my diary. I'm not saying that. But somebody that was close to her definitely got a hold to it. We on this tour bus. This is after my diary's been taken. I'm livid, but I can't prove who took the diary. I had an idea. I felt like who took it, but I couldn't prove it, so I couldn't do anything about it. We're in this little...
Okay, the story stopped making sense when she said, me, Tamika, and Tiny, we share secrets with each other. So they knew already about my relationship with Jermaine Dupri. That's what she's saying, right? It doesn't kind of make sense when she say, well, they took my diary and somebody stole my diary and exposed that I was sleeping with Jermaine Dupri. I don't need to, if this is a secret and this is a secret, you know who you told, why would I need your diary? I already got it from your mouth that you're having this affair.
Argument. Tasha said something about hinting towards the thing with Jermaine, and I'm like, okay. I was like, how she know that? She knew it all of a sudden right after my diary is stolen. It ain't a damn coincidence. The situation.
I don't think it has to do with a diary. I think it has to do with the mere fact that the sisters were talking. I don't think she told her. So you said I don't think she told her, but yeah, you think the diary has to do with it? One, I don't believe this diary exists. I really don't. And two, I believe that the sister, she told her sister because they're sisters. Now, I don't know why you put a book that is yours. I don't know why you say you try to make it even more tragic and say that they stole your diary. Honey, she had enough evidence that y'all was sleeping with each other. You told her. It came out of your mouth, directly out of your mouth. So I don't get why you put a book inside of it. And if there was a said diary, where is the diary? Yeah. I feel like I don't know why she's bringing this up again. Because nobody gives a damn. We have established that Candy is what Candy is. Candy will do any and everything to get to the top, and then when things don't go her way, she leaves. And that's what happened with Escape. That's what happened with the Real Housewives of Atlanta. And now you have to retell a almost 30-year-old story that nobody gives a damn about. We have already established, Candy, that you are sexually liberated. I'm gonna say sexually liberated. Okay, we're not gonna use the H word. We ain't use the T word. We ain't gonna use all these words to describe you. The one word I will say is that you have put on Real Housewives of Atlanta that you are sexually liberated. You still are because you're married to Todd, and y'all still add people in your bedroom, which I don't quite understand why you need someone else in your bedroom, but that's your business. That's your household. I'm not going to tell you how to live your life. It's just best, it's none of my business. But it's like you try to keep yourself relevant by bringing up this story. And I just feel like nobody gives a damn. Why are you bringing this story up? Let it go. You stunt your growth when you sit up there and you keep bringing up a story that nobody cares about. Let it go. You were fucking Jermaine Dupri. It still didn't do anything for you as an artist. Your solo career went to shit. Your songwriting career but boomed. I will say that. Other than that, why bring up something that nobody cares about? I just don't get it. It's so weird to bring up something that happened a long time ago. Nobody cares. We get it. You do what you have to do to stay relevant. Stay relevant. Because you left the Real Housewives because they wouldn't pay you $1 million a season.
Nope, this is not a stat.
Okay.
When I left Fox,
I'll talk about this on a later date too.
His fucking dancer.
Girl, I'll talk about this too. Oh my God, honey. This backup dancer, she's giving me psych work. Yeah, it's a whole lot of stuff I want to talk about, but I do want to quickly talk about Biden. But there's some things that also some other things I want to talk about. I want to talk about Misa Hilton. For a second. So I'm gonna tell you my issue with what she is known for. And I have an issue with it because allegedly, I have to say allegedly. Our favorite word here is allegedly. Allegedly, her son is Diddy's child. But her son, y'all know all Diddy's kids look like Diddy, okay? Justin, is it Justin? Well, not Justin. Justin is her son. Okay. Christian looks like him. Delilah and the twins look like him. Even the other baby, Chase, looked like him. I don't know how the new baby look. But her child and Quincy, and everybody know Quincy's dad is Albie Shore. Her child Quincy looks nothing like Diddy. Okay. So she decided to bring this up since he's in a whole bunch of trouble. And she says, I was pregnant. Puffy just got fired from Uptown Records. Dre said there cannot be two kings in a castle. He was right. It comes a time. So he basically saying that him and Diddy could not both be kings around this time period. This was 1993. Didn't stop at that. She decided to write a whole excerpt about her writing a book. So I'm going to read it because, nobody else will. And I have the time. Oh, crap. All right. So it says Puffy was scared. He had a child on the way and was just moved into a big, beautiful new house. He had me call Dre and ask for his job back several times. Dre stood on business. I told Puffy he could do it. He was a mastermind. He just had to do exactly what he had been doing successfully at Uptown Records, just for himself. I wasn't scared. I believe in him. Bad Boy started in our basement in Scarsdale, New York, thanks to the legendary Burt Padell. One night we were on the Palladium and Puffy was about to give Flex the record. I can still picture the moment. We were at the bar patiently waiting for the record to be played. The crowd responded and was going to tell us everything we need to know. Flavor in Your Ear played. Everyone went crazy. Puffy looked at me and said, you see this shit, miss? I just smiled. It's Bad Boy. My life story, my experience, besides every bad boy was a bad gal. Bad gal. Please do not come here with any negativity. Instead, try praying for all involved. Girl, let me say something. I know all these people owe no to be my mama. It's funny that she does not mention Craig Mack's name because Flavor in Your Ear is Craig Mack's record. So that's very disrespectful. That's disgusting that you would mention that the record that put Bad Boy on the map and not mention the artist that is known for doing the record. I'm sick of artists being disrespected. Okay. Why couldn't you say his name? Craig Mack. That's what his name is. His name is Craig Mack. He was the one that did the record. Okay. All right. Let's get that together. 1, 2. Craig Mack is deceased. I don't know the specifications of the situation. From my understanding, it was a long-term illness that he refused to get treated because he had joined a religious sector. But to start off with saying, first and foremost, I've never heard somebody be laid off and have a palladium. What's a palladium? I want to know how it feels to have a palladium. I will know how it feels to have a palladium. Don't get it twisted. When Diddy is telling this story, he doesn't mention that she encouraged him. let me continue. It says, you cannot erase history and culture impact. You can't also erase the fact that Flavoring Your Ears is a Craig Mack song. This is also our legacy. Every single person whose blood, sweat, and tears, talent, and business acumen went into what? Acumen into acumen went into this movement where were you not entertained? Were you not inspired? By the way, I had Justin at 19 years old. I turned 27 days later. For a while, the internet had my age wrong. I said, hey, leave it. Stop believing everything on the internet. And then she wants to put rest in peace, Craig Mack. Okay, but how old were you when you met Diddy? Nobody said that you had Justin when, underage. They said that you and Diddy met each other when you were underage. This is baby Justin, who looks nothing like Diddy, by the way. But you want, people to believe that was Diddy's son. Okay. He's cute as all get out, by the way. He's still cute as all get out. This is a very good looking dude. And this is Misa with Diddy. She came out with another one. I'm not quite sure if I saved it. She came out with another one. Before I get all political, she came out with another one. I don't know if I caught it or whatever, but she's coming out with a book. She's coming out with a book.
Over 10 million.
I'm not gonna lie. I'm interested in what she has to say. So I'm not necessarily saying nobody wants to hear what she has to say. I do want to hear what she has to say. We know Jaguar Wright is going to put her piece into it. Now, whether it's true or not what Jaguar Wright is saying, because Jaguar Wright went up and down, she part of every world event. She'll tell you that she said that she tried to stop Hitler with the Holocaust. I'm not kidding you. Because, the way she talks, she's like, oh, I found out about some people who were on Epstein Island and blah, 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 blah. I'm like, how did we get to Epstein? Now, we know you're associating with Jay-Z. We all seen the Jay-Z association. Don't get it twisted. But when you get to your point where you start talking about Epstein and Epstein Island and you were helping girls escape, has any of the girls came out and said that Jaguar Wright was a Harriet Tubman? Girl, and then now she's coming out with stuff that people been saying for years. It's like, I'm like, girl, people been saying this for years. I was like, everybody got tea. I want tea on somebody else. I don't care about the Diddy tea no more. People been talking about Diddy for the past 25, 30 years. And nobody believed those who were talking about it back then. And now y'all want to talk about it in this hot headline news. No, I want to hear about something else. Okay? But with that being said, and I'm going to pay tribute to Dr. Ruth on my next live. I want to talk about this guy almost being assassinated, which, girl, So I'm not gonna give my opinion on what I think happened. Cause I'm one of the people like I don't need to expose everything. Okay. But just in case you forgot, because it happened like 7 days ago, and I'm gonna tell you, I already told you my story. I told you my story when I was talking about Cisco wannabe. And I'm not changing my opinion on what I said. I said what I said. But long story short, it's like I peeped the energy of the situation. It's no different from other. I mean, it may be some difference, but it's no different from any other situation. Anyway, back to another Gemini. You want your world to go into chaos, have a Gemini control it. Matter of fact, if you want everything to go to chaos, just have the whole air sign committee as the cabinet. No offense to the air signs. I will say this, out of all three of them, Libra is the most stable. Because Libra tries to, Aquarius and Gemini are a little chaotic. But Libra is kind of like, okay, you guys, let's just settle this down. We got to get together. Okay, we're all up in the air. Got to stop doing that. All right. Okay. So, one of y'all faves, he was doing a rally, which I still don't know why. How this happened. And I'm going to tell you the reason why. I'm going to tell you I'm going to talk about facts dealing with this, okay? I'm not giving an opinion on how I feel about Trump or Biden no more. Because I first and foremost, Biden just stepped down, just in case you don't know. 1. And 2, I don't know what the hell is going on. I'm just going to focus on my dreams and ambition because apparently the world's going to shit. This country is going to shit, not the world. This country is going to shit. Okay? So, when there is a person who is of official duty comes to town, whether it's a facility outside or inside, it is a highly secured environment, okay? Nothing can go in, go through. Vice President Harris was at my place of work, and I remember when the game was over, she left. Nobody could leave, okay? When she came in, we knew she was there because one of my homegirls, she was trying to run and restock the pantry, and she couldn't go because they stopped everything. Nobody could move. Nobody could get out their section. Nobody could run to go see her. They stopped everything when Vice President Harris was there. We could not go nowhere. I know I sound angry, but it's just weird to me this happened. This is supposed to be a highly secured environment, okay? The air, no aircraft or nothing is supposed to be able to go near. Whether it's a former president, the president, or the vice president, you cannot go nowhere near the area the president is in. Ask people at Morehouse how they dealt with President Obama being there. There was people who didn't get in because Obama was there. Okay? But I'm telling you my personal experience. One of my homegirls was running. Me and her ran the Giant Suites. And she could not go to the lower levels because they had shut down the elevator. for VP Harris. Ask you a question. Did we know where she was at? Technically, no. We don't know. We didn't know where she was at. But we were told if we were going to run or just, I slipped into where she was at, that you were going to be checked to the ninth power. The security at the stadium was going to check you. The police, the APD was going to check you. And the Secret Service was going to check you. Then spit your ass out. I'll never forget that because I want to avoid Secret Service at all costs. For them, and I know people hate this, but he is still a former president of the United States, y'all. Okay? And he is promised protection. So don't get it twisted. All you guys out there who sit up here committing treason, saying what you're saying, stop. The FBI and CDIA do not play that. Do not sit up here and come up with the video and say those things. He is still a former president. Nobody likes him. We get it. But you can't say stuff like that about Trump. He is still a former president. I'm confused. How the hell was this young man able to secure a spot? Which ever since what happened to Kennedy happened, they have made sure every building is clear. When the Secret Service is in the area, they will shut down the whole block. Trust me, Mercedes-Benz was not the only thing was shut down. The CNN Center, State Farm, the Congress Center, Reverb across the street, Secret Service was everywhere. It's the same thing when they did their debate. We couldn't go nowhere. We were stuck. Once the debate started, it was cool. But the debate started when it was time for us to leave. But if you are moving while Eagle is moving, which is a president, vice president, or a former president, you can't go nowhere. How the hell they secure all buildings in the area? I never forget, because usually the party pops off at Reverb. Reverb is a hotel across the street from Mercedes-Benz Stadium. The day they were having a debate, I heard no music from the Reverb. Why? Because you're directly across the street from a debate. There was no music that night. I didn't hear no music. Because you had two presidents debating. How? Anyway, I want to show you what happened. You all seen the image several different times, but the reason why is it's all going around in circles. The reason why I'm talking about this is because it's about what just happened today. Okay, so watch this. Oh, it's not a video. Okay, so this is where he was. Okay, right here.
I hope he's turning this way. Be careful, guys.
No, it's blurred because that's when the that's when the snipers took him out. Okay. Now they're claiming it's this guy right here. And just in case you guys are wondering, he was a Republican. He looked like he's a Republican. His name just so happened to be Thomas Crooks. There's debate on whether it was staged or not. Either way you look at it, it seemed staged. But I will say this: if this person was a good marksman, they would have gotten Trump right there. When they nicked his ear, they were not that far from his head. They were very close, dangerously close to his head. I'm gonna make some key points dealing with him. Okay. He is a 20-year-old young man. According to CNN, the Secret Service took his life within seconds of firing at the Trump rally. He was a registered Republican, but once donated $15 to a Democratic Political Action Committee, according to TMZ. He graduated high school just 2 years ago. I don't know how you get out of high school and then decide to become a criminal. Well, I don't understand that mindset. Because when I got out of high school, that was freedom. I'm an adult now. I'm grown. I'm gone. Bye. I'm done. I'm done. That's it. I'm done. I'm outie. High school felt like prison. Why would I want to go to prison? Better yet, have my life taken 2 years later after I graduated high school. Secret Service was made aware of the shooter as a local authorities reported that he was outside of the event acting suspicious. Do y'all have any videos of that since everybody has a fucking phone of him acting suspicious? Oh my God. Okay. And then I just got rid of that article. Talk about this guy. All right. Couldn't find it. So, of course, there's this whole arc with this kid that he was bullied in school. This is him being bullied in school, you guys. And it's funny because I didn't realize it. It's somebody that I'm cool with too that said it. She said the Freddy Krueger sweater. Huh. He would be wearing a Freddy Krueger sweater in this video. Of course, you got to find a full link with the Shade Room. This is where it got even weirder to me because, okay, you've been bullied in high school. You would take it out on the people you go to school with. I don't understand why you would take it out on a world leader. So it's kind of weird that he would be a kid that was bullied. I find it weird that the arc they took with this was that, oh, he was somebody that was bullied in school and blah, 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 blah. Then I started watching this show, Evil. No, I've been watching Evil for like a month now. There's a show called Evil. And in this show, this guy is a forensic psychologist who is kind of controlling things, ruling things in the court system because he's working with the devil. So I thought this was ironic. I want to talk about this story a little bit because it shows you how someone who's being bullied or someone who does not get their way, how they slowly turn into someone who ends up doing something weird and crazy or whatever. So I said it was weird that they took the arc that he was a bully. He was bullied because on this show that I watched, this is his character on the show where he is working with this forensic psychologist. And the forensic psychologist had tried to convince this kid to produce mass hysteria by taking the lives of several women. I don't know why this guy was gung-ho on taking the life of a bunch of women, but that's what he wanted to do. That's what he wanted. So he got this guy who was like this nerdy character who just so happened to like this kid right here. Except for he's an actor. He get this guy and he tell him, you know, he does things to boost his ego. So he started doing awful things and horrifying things to the girl he likes. He really likes this girl, but he started doing awful things to this girl. He goes to a gym. That's for women. And he feels like he got a rise out of them. I don't know what that was. It was weird. Anyway, it was weird, you guys. And then the ultimate plan was to take down this prayer group of women. Long story short, this guy, he ends up taking his own life because he did not understand how to deal with a automatic weapon. For some strange reason, he thought, you know, he was playing around with the glizzies, and the glizzy was an automatic weapon, and he accidentally took his own life. And I was just wondering, because I was thinking about this when I saw this in the show Evil. I saw it on Paramount, by the way. When I saw this in the show Evil, in the back of my head, I was like, I feel like sometimes when the suspect who ends up being seen as a victim, I feel like the whole, oh, he was bullied and is mentally ill, it's too much of a common thing because it humanized someone that did something awful. One. Then two, when you use that same kid and said that they attacked a presidential candidate, then it's like, what does you being bullied have to do with Donald Trump? This story, this arc, it's even more weird. Because the issue I had with people in high school, what does that have to do with Donald Trump? And I was somebody that was bullied, but I never went to that level to where I blamed the world for why I was bullied. I don't care. And I mean, girl, there's bigger fish to fry. I'm sorry. Would I ever entertain the people that no? And you would never hear a situation to where, oh, she did this to a classmate. Can I be honest with you? I don't care about nobody enough to sit up there and entertain them and to take their life. I genuinely don't. When I look back at high school, and some of the people I went to high school with, life kicked them in the ass. Okay? And it's funny to me because it's like, it's stupid to me also to sit up there and to take the life of someone who bullied you in high school. It's kind of stupid because it's like you let them live and you live your life and see what happened in the end. But for them to use a bullying arc, one thing they also miss in this whole situation is one thing that people who do stuff like this, they have a manifesto. This guy has no manifesto. He donated $15 to the Democratic Party, but he's a registered Republican. Ooh, how much of a renegade is that? He's a renegade. He donated to the Democratic Party as a Republican. Ew. Ew. So it's like the whole story they got with him, it doesn't make any sense because somebody who does things for political reasons, they have a manifesto, okay? And you're usually older and somebody who is too into politics. This kid has no manifesto. They have not found a reason for why he would do something like this. There are no videos of him. I mean, let me look through the other stuff I have saved on this guy. Let's see if I can find something else on this guy. I don't know if I saved anything else. Most people who do political crimes, they have manifestos, they have videos of them talking about what they want to do. They often say some crazy things, some scary things.
Happened to our country, probably 20 million people. And you know, that's a little bit old, that chart. That chart's a couple of months old. And if you want to really see something that's said, take a look at what happened.
Girl, it's the bending over for me, not ducking. Your ass bent over sitting there. Girl. Anyway. He doesn't have a manifesto. But after this happened, judge dismissed classified documents case against Donald Trump. Okay, so before this whole thing went down, word on the street was that Trump, they brought up some information dealing with Trump being on Epstein Island and messing with a 13-year-old girl, which I'm like, I don't know what you guys see in teenagers, but gross. Okay? But after this happens, all of a sudden the judge dismisses classified document case against Donald Trump. Let's read this. Let's read this little article, okay? It said, according to CNN on Monday, District Judge Eileen Cannon dismissed the case, stating that the appointment of special counsel Jack Smith violated the Constitution. Judge Cannon wrote, in the end, it seems the executive growing comfort in the appointly regulatory special counsel is the most recent era has followed an HOC pattern with a little judicial scrutiny. The dismissal of the case came on the first day of the Republican National Convention and also after what has been called a failed attempt on Trump's life. Trump reacts to news and said the dismissal of the lawless indictment in Florida should be just the first step, following quickly by the dismissal of all the witch hunts. Last year, Jack Smith's charge jumped with removing classified documents from the White House and trying to stop the government's attempt to retrieve them. I said retrieve. Okay. So, this happens after an assassination attempt on Trump that went so wrong. It was like, and y'all get mad at him for saying that God protected him and stuff like that. Something was protecting him. Maybe an angel was protecting him. I don't know why an angel would protect him, but maybe he knows something. But for them to attempt to take his life and then they have to dismiss the case, dealing with the fact that he had classified documents in his Mar-a-Lago home. Mar-a-Lago, not Mar-a-Lago. Mar-a-Lago home. Sorry about that. Okay. You don't think this is suspicious or weird? Because he's still running. Okay. This all happens before the Republican National Convention. And everybody's feeling patriotic. Some of you guys, this was the thing that made you fall in love with him. For me, I'm side-eyeing everything. Okay. Then you get this.
We see airlines
2 days ago.
impacted, airports impacted at this hour, banks and businesses across the country, really across the world, mass transit systems, E911 centers are down as well. Updating you now, American Airlines and Delta say they are now starting to resume some flights, but we had multiple airlines overnight ask the FAA to put them into a ground stop because their own computers were not working. So it's going to be a long road to recovery here. Let's look at the FlightAware misery map, and you'll get a sense of how this is affecting air travel. See all that red? See those airports on the East Coast and into Chicago? They're having significant delays. The number on the upper right hand is a little bit misleading because the true number of delays now nationwide, 1,700, more than 1,000 flights canceled. The CEO of CrowdStrike was on the Today Show earlier this morning talking about the fact that they've now identified the problem and are already implementing a fix. Take a listen.
It could be some time for some systems that just automatically won't recover. But it is, it is our mission, is why we're here, to make sure that every customer is fully recovered, and we're not going to relent until we get every customer back to where they were, and we continue to protect them and keep the bad guys out of their systems.
Okay, that's important there, what he just said, because this is not, he says, this is not a hack, not a cyber attack. Rather, it was a bad software patch, and they're working now to get everybody back up the line. If you're flying today, guys, the delays will likely ripple through the entire day, even if you have a flight. We see airlines impacted, airports impacted.
I woke up to this, right? And all I have to say is, then I got myself together and I was like, it was an IT outage, right? It was an IT outage. It affected airlines, banks, and media outlets. Y'all know that most people, when they go to the voting booth, they use a technology at the voting booth, right? This is also, you guys, just in case you guys don't know, because the Olympics are supposed to be this year. Oh my God! Yes, the Paris Olympics. There's supposed to be Olympics in Paris. Yeah. Let me see, because it's July the 21st, and usually it started the last week of July, the first week of August. Let me see. Let me talk to. When will the Olympics start? Okay, the Olympics will be starting Friday. So I'm pissed because I have to work. One, I like watching the opening ceremony, right? But I have to work. But in the same sense, for there to be a worldwide software outage a week before the Olympics, yeah. I'm not saying it's bad to be stuck in Paris because it's not. But apparently, according to my culture and diversity teacher, you don't want to be in Paris. Apparently, it's ghetto over there. Anyway, it's ghetto over here too. Shit, you always talking shit about everybody else's mess. It's ghetto over here too. Stuff like this worries me because of the polling system, mostly the polling system, and stuff like this worries me when it comes to you have a big old election that is supposed to be happening very soon, you guys, and it worries me because, like, me and my homegirls want what's best for us, and me and my homegirls don't care for it not being fun over here no more. Because let's face it, it's not fun no more. It's not fun, you guys. Okay? I want to peacefully be able to vote for who I want to vote for, which at this point, I don't feel like we're going to have an election. That's my honest opinion. I don't feel like there's going to be an election. What I do feel is, even though Vice President Harris might be a nominee, yeah, this country has a little sex problem. A little bit more unusual than the other countries that don't care for women per se. We're still fighting over here about women's reproductive rights. Okay? They just reversed Roe versus Wade. Yeah. Do we really want to do this, you guys? Do we really? I think we should have a holiday. Okay? Hear me out, okay? Make everything stop running on money, okay? Water is free, food is free, gas is free. You got an EV, you have an EV vehicle, your charging station is free. Make things free that are not normally free that we all need, okay? All right? Let's build a utopian society, not a dystopian society. All right? Hear me out. Bartering is our system, all right? So we're in the neighborhood, okay? We all each grow fruits and veggies we need, okay? I grow tomatoes, I grow potatoes, I grow celery, I grow carrots. You grow grapes, you grow apples, you grow oranges, you grow whatever. Sorry. Somebody's got my throat. Okay. Only thing we barter is food and services. Okay. So we're not charging for hair and nails no more. If I do nails, I do your nails, you do my hair. Got you? I do massages, you do facials, you do my face, I do your hair. Let's start bartering with our skills and stop playing with money, and let's barter until we have a committee of mature adults come together and figure out if we're going to continue to be a democratic society or our socialists. Okay? We're commies. Okay? But until we get our shit together, we barter everything. Okay? Like, oh, hair. Okay, well, if you're going to do my hair, I do your nails. Or, you know how to clean houses, I can fix your car. That. Let's barter. Just stop using the dollar. Because at this point, a cheeseburger is $2,500. I don't know why I keep using that number. But cheeseburgers are expensive, okay? You got to pay $25 for a cheeseburger. Let's go to a bartering system until people who are in politics figure out what to do. Okay? This is just a suggestion, all right? Because what is going on right now is just not working. It's not working for us. Why is there a two-party system? I don't feel like neither party represents me. One candidate dropped out. The other one's in diapers. Just shut it down for a split second. Have pro temps. I don't know how I feel about Harris being the pro temp. But okay, whatever. And stop running the government off of money. Let's just see what happens. Okay? Because this way is not working. It's not working anymore. It's not doing anything. It's just not, it's not giving what it's supposed to give. Because now that this has happened, this has happened. Which, by the way, yesterday they just announced that he had COVID. It got scary, guys. It got scary. What are we doing? What are we doing? Are they okay with nominating Vice President Harris? I know you guys are like, oh, you're supposed to be for women's fight. You're women. I don't trust women. Okay. I don't trust women. I don't care. It's not even about her race. It's not even about how she look. It's not even about how she dressed. I don't trust women. Not saying that we cannot have a successful environment with a woman. We can, because women have built whole households. Women have been mayors. Women have been governors and have done a damn good job doing it. But when it comes to Harris, I just get the heebie-jeebies. I don't know why she gave me the heebie-jeebies, but she does. And people feel like the Republicans are going to push Project 2025. How do you know there's no Democrats that's behind Project 2025? Which I'm going to do a whole video on Project 2025. And my thing is this: if you're in a Democratic Party and you're freaking out, that means you had no plans on nominating somebody else anyway. You're just gonna ride the Biden train until the train stops going. And no, it's time for him to clock out. He has to clock out. You have done your job. You have done your service. Thank you for your service. We appreciate you. Now you can continue your life peacefully living in paradise or whatever you guys like to do. You know, they should have been, they knew he was not competent enough to run. For you to not have a plan B, this is why I'm like, okay, there's no Virgos anywhere, are they? Like, there's not one damn Virgo in Congress. You ain't got no Virgos nowhere? Because Virgos playing all the alphabets from A to Z. You got 26 plans. Figure it out. It's wild. You ain't got no Virgo politicians at all. Before it even got to the point to where you did a debate to see how bad it was with Biden, which you totally embarrassed him. It should have never gotten to that point. You knew how bad it was and still put that man up there to do a debate. I'm quiet because in the back of my mind, I'm like, what the hell are y'all going to do? Because y'all saw it. The purpose of electing people who goes to Harvard and Yale and Brown and even Howard and Morehouse and Spelman is because you're smart. No, y'all just gonna ride it out to see what happened. This is dangerous. This is very dangerous. It's a dangerous way of working to think that everything is just going to clear itself out on its own. No. Y'all know what kind of status he was in. Y'all know what kind of condition he was in. And it was like, well, I don't think we can find anybody else that will beat Trump. So we're going to continue to use Biden. We're going to ride into the wheels fall off. Yeah. Is that what we do? You ride things till the wheels fall off? So, with that being said, I'm going to end this live with this. It's not time for you to panic. It's not time for you to freak out. It's not for you to go into hysteria. It's time for you to get even more calm than you already are. It's time for you to start thinking logically. It's time for you to plan A, B, and C. All the way down to Z. And figure out what you are going to do as a person of sound mind and sound body with your life. We can't sit back and let someone else handle it. It's time for us to stand to the forefront and take control of our own destiny. We cannot depend on anybody else to do that for us. I'm not speaking in a way of doing something violent. I'm speaking in a way of calming down, relaxing, and thinking. Because sometimes you got to sit there and just think. It's better for you to sit there and think than to take brainless action for something that may or may not happen in this world. I don't believe in fear mongering. I believe in thinking positive thoughts, and positive things will happen for you. Saturn is in retrograde and Neptune is retrograde, and Saturn in retrograde is the reason why everything is moving so slow. When things move slow, it happens also during Mercury retrograde, where it feels like everything moves in slow. When things start to move slow, things start to move chaotically. That is when you sit down and start figuring out what you need to do. If that means you have to study, study. If that means you have to start reading DIY books, DIY books. If that means you have to start learning a craft, learn a craft. If that means that you have to sit down and relax and you have to watch TV series all day, so be it. But it never should be hysteria. Hysteria should never be the answer to anything. It's time for you to put your thinking cap on and to figure out what you need to do to create stability in your own life. With that being said, I hope you guys are having a lovely Sunday and are spending a peaceful Sunday, not in hysteria. Relax, calm down, and figure it out. That's what I'm leaving you guys with. Relax, calm down, and figure it out. Because now you have to think about you and yours. You can't think about nobody else but you and yours. Thank you guys for coming to my live. I will be back sometime this week, probably Wednesday, Thursday, might be Monday, to talk about some other stuff that's going on in the news. Thank you guys for coming to my live. Take my advice, sit down and relax and figure it out. I am so out.